Do you like my thumbnails? I do. And what a wild image that is of Brittney Griner. She's set to sign with the Connecticut Sun, WNBA. Okay. Here she is right here. She became super famous with that whole like held captive in Russia thing or whatever. I vaguely remember, was it like a marijuana pipe or paraphernalia or something like that? Man, that was a total script. But now she's trending, and I have interesting connections to show you.
Done just yet. And the Connecticut Sun are betting on exactly that. In a move that no one could predict it, the Sun has secured a seven-figure deal with 10-time All-Star Griner. And as Marina Mabrey leaves his franchise to join the Toronto Tempo, this move might have just come at the right time. At 6'9", Griner remains one of the most physically imposing players in the WNBA. However, her last season with the Atlanta Dream told a very different story than the one fans were used to. In a team that played with pace, spacing, and perimeter shooting, her role was limited. She averaged 9.8 points, 5.2 rebounds, and 1.2 blocks, and by the time we reached the end of the season, her minutes dropped significantly as the rotation tightened. If you are wondering whether her minutes were limited due to her performance, that wasn't the case. Griner sat more and more on the sidelines because Atlanta leaned into a modern offensive identity.
That's the script right there, but there's always more that they're not going to tell you. But that's why I'm here. So she's set to sign with the Connecticut Sun. And that's really interesting because at one point she played for the Phoenix Mercury. And who is the NBA team in Phoenix? The Phoenix Suns, right? So now she's set to sign with the Sun of Connecticut, WNBA. And I mean, I've had like a lot of decodes connecting the Connecticut Sun with the Phoenix Mercury and the Phoenix Suns. Okay, I'd say maybe like 3 videos at least mentioning that out there. So there's a connection right there. Okay, you look at the logos, and again, that's the WNBA Phoenix, or excuse me, the WNBA Connecticut Sun, NBA Phoenix Suns, and she's got that Phoenix connection. I think that was kind of her prime. I believe, I don't like to judge these characters, but I believe that's when like she was really popping, other than for off the court reasons, but was with the Phoenix Mercury. Okay, and you see an image. Remember, she's got the 42 on her jersey right there for Phoenix, and Arizona equals 42 in the language. There may be something else with the 42 buzzing right now. Remember, slavery equals 42. Martin Luther King Jr., civil rights guy, right? His death anniversary was a little over a week ago, or right around a week. Remember we had Jesse Jackson that died not long ago, and Africa Bambaataa, rapper DJ guy, he just died. Afro Man is trending with some court stuff. So that 42 may don't forget Arizona is the last state. That's it. This is huge. I just thought of Arizona, the last state to recognize Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday as a Civil Rights Day holiday. So that's huge. And again, I tell you one more time, Arizona equals 42. That's huge. They're not telling you that Angel Reese just signed with Atlanta. They're not telling you that. Okay. I don't know how long that video was. I don't think I heard Angel Reese once. They mentioned Mabry and all of this other scripted nonsense of why the move, you know, to Connecticut, blah blah blah, and you would think they would have mentioned Angel Reese was just traded to Atlanta, but they didn't. But don't forget Martin Luther King Jr. Where was he born and raised? Atlanta, Georgia. Get it right? I have a dream. Atlanta dream. Atlanta's got the A like Arizona as well. Looks like Griner had that 42. It looks like with Atlanta right there. We'll see what number. I don't know if that number's taken in Connecticut or not. I think yeah. I can't remember Mabry. I think Mabry. They mentioned the player Mabry. I can't remember. I think she may have been on Connecticut. Maybe they said that's why they're bringing in Griner. I might have misspoke earlier and mentioned she was with Atlanta. Was the big was that semi brawl with Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham? That might have been, and the Fever, that might have been against the Connecticut Sun, and that might have been one of the decodes I was talking about. Even Sophie Cunningham was a member of the Phoenix Mercury. If I remember correctly, that game was against the Connecticut Sun, where they were roughing up Caitlin Clark. So Brittney, in the language, check that out. 113 and 49. You see that? And also with the name Brittney, remember Britney Spears was trending not long ago with like a alleged DUI arrest. When you see the name Brittney, it's probably Britney Spears one, maybe Brittney Griner two on the world stage. You can kind of see Angel Reese down in the bottom corner there getting towered over by Brittney Griner as well. But look at the 113 and the 49. These are numbers that have been coming up. Look, it connects with Colin Kaepernick, who's trending. And that connected with Offset, the rapper, who's trending. This hits big with Colin Kaepernick because, look, American civil rights activist. So that connects with the MLK Jr. stuff. Afro Man, Africa Bambaataa. Remember, I mentioned Jesse Jackson energy. His death wasn't too long ago. Kaepernick trending. He's got a new memoir out. Okay. And look at his birthday, 113, November 3rd, and he played for the 49ers. So now you get Brittney, 113, 49, even Offset. Looks like he got shot 113 days after his birthday. I don't think it was a span with both dates. I think it was 113. Sometimes I clip the top out where it shows that it's including both dates. But it looks like 113 days after his birthday, he was shot. Okay? And you can see the 38 connection there with Kaepernick and Offset. But again, Colin Kaepernick, 113 birthday, played for the 49ers. So look at that connection. Arizona is connected to the 49ers. They're in state, they're in division rivals in the NFL. Also, all right. So again, these stories are scripted, and that memoir of Kaepernick's upcoming releases 49 days before that birthday of his. I mean, that's who wants to argue that? I got the proof right there. According to it's these stories, they give us fake stories. Nobody's writing these stories. It's it's like an algorithm lottery, but it's gonna sync up numbers wise. And again, these letters are equivalent to numbers, so it's like It's like that slot machine again. Pull the handle, it's gonna match up with somebody by the numbers, and it's gonna be a fake story that follows suit. And these are actors playing roles. And that's a shame too, when we get some of the deaths with these characters. Could you imagine though? Like, oh, it's your time to die. You know what I'm saying? That would suck, right? So again, the person spoke anonymously because these contracts couldn't be signed until Saturday. Saturday is past now. But Friday, look at the date. The fourth month and the 10th day, that's like 41. Brittney equals 41 in reduction. Okay? Griner equals 44. So remember, Martin Luther King Jr. assassinated 4/4. Kill equals 44. Shooting equals 44. This 41 connects with Kobe Bryant as well. Don't forget, Bryant equals 26. We are in the year 26. Okay? So the 41 connected to Kobe Bryant. His name equals 41. He walked off the court with 4.1 seconds remaining. His final game, dead at age 41. All of this stuff is well documented. Lakers equals 41, or LA equals 41, excuse me. But you can see the 44 and 41 and how it's kind of like 41 there when you add Griner in reduction to the mix there. So I should really get paid for this, don't you think? Right? But I don't. And again, she is age 35 right now, and that's a Phoenix Suns connection as well, because Suns equals 35. KD had that 35 on his jersey when he was with the Suns. Now he's in Houston, right? And you got the Connecticut Sun, Phoenix Suns, Phoenix Mercury connection right there. There's, Connecticut, right? This stuff is all connected. Okay? Don't, it may sound confusing if you're new, but it all starts with the language. Okay? It all starts with the language. You get a big word, you get words within the word. You see connect right there. You got cut. You may see some other things with some of these other words that I presented. Again, that's a smoking thumbnail right there. Very nice. And as I like to do, I just go to the article, because I don't read these articles, okay? But I go to the article and I might just scan down it and then just see. So the 10-time All-Star spent last season with the Atlanta Dream. I'll just put that up right there for you. Okay, 11 years of her career with Phoenix. So a 10-time All-Star, that's nice, huh? 11 years with Phoenix, which drafted her number 1 in 2013. So remember her name? Was it Brittney 113? Like 13. And she was drafted the first round in the year 13. So 113. Or you could just say 2013. 113 is like 13, right? 35-year-old Griner. You want to see something amazing? She's from Houston. Oh, and that connects with the Kevin Durant thing, because now he's in Houston. I had a feeling. Don't forget, Takeoff was killed in Houston And that's the Migos Offset connection that I just showed you, as he was shot in Florida, but he's still with us. That's that Houston connection. When I was bringing up Durant, when I was, oh, was I not? Oh, yeah, I was showing you, Brittany. Look, when I was bringing up Durant, remember he played for Texas in college. I saw Houston right there. Okay, I saw Houston right there, and I was thinking to myself, damn, there's a Houston connection. Brittney Griner is from Houston, and the Connecticut franchise is moving there in 2027. I did not know that. So this is all icing on the cake. The 6'9" forward won a WNBA title in 2014 with the Mercury and was the league's leading scorer in 2017 and 2019, Defensive Player of the Year in 2014, 2015. I didn't know her resume was that good. But last year with Atlanta, 9.8 points, 5.2 rebounds, 1.2 blocks. You see, I can decode these stories and then just kind of look at the article like, oh, now what are they going to tell us? You see what I'm saying? So, it's easy but not easy, right? And they bring up the Russian stuff again. Check this out. She spent nearly 10 months in Russia detained, and she's a 10-time All-Star as well, as you see. And that's they give us just a little bit more. Oh yeah, they were talking about Marina Mabrey, so I'm going to pull her up. The son of young nucleus that Griner will provide. They lost Marina Mabrey. She might have been the person who bumped Caitlin Clark during that little brawl. She was. This is the one that knocked Caitlin to the floor, and that's the Sophie Cunningham connection, as Sophie Cunningham was on the Mercury. Even Marina Mabrey, like Mercury. Let's take a glance at her birthday. That's the Jimmy Butler birthday, September 14. And there may be some other connections there. I'm not trying to go all deep down the rabbit hole. That is the Jimmy Butler birthday. She's on Toronto now. But look, that's the one who bumped Caitlin Clark that started that brawl. So you see how all of this comes together. Blindsiding shove on Caitlin Clark. I decoded that, I think, like the next day. And, kind of started the melee, right? And, remember, Sophie Cunningham got a little bit of revenge right after that. And Sophie, see, I decoded all of this. And Sophie Cunningham was on the Mercury. So look, the stuff is all fake. If you've made it this far, I don't know if you'll obtain this amount of knowledge from all of the top thousands of view video decoders out there. Not saying, they may know more about biblical stuff and blah, blah, blah. But if you're talking straight up decoding a story, making it look fairly easy, everything I presented in the slides, if all of that was scratched out, it's a whole decode video without, you understand what I'm saying? So if YouTube were a real platform, any of those, we're all in the same algorithm in a real world, right? They would view my video occasionally, you would think, right? It doesn't, I'm completely shadow banned, but happen to be very good at this. That's weird. But anyways, if they were to view my video and hear what I'm saying, and, I'm talking about the top scripted decoders out there, especially the ones who really think they got it going on. If they were to view my video, hey, I mean, it's not hard to reach out, but it's just not going to happen. Again, this is a fake world. But I'll continue to say that because I'm even decoding and exposing these YouTubers as well. As Hollywood is crumbling, the decoding world is on the internet, it's on YouTube, and these are like your new celebrities and your new influencers. Don't be fooled. Brittney Griner to sign with the Connecticut Sun, big script, and I just proved it. Until next time.